that the so-called criminality of black people is an economic and political necessity for maintaining the system. It is not merely an accusation flowing from racial prejudice, nor merely accusation flowing from racial hatred, as hatred has little to do with it. It is necessary to the very foundations of the system itself. That's why at the center of it, even in the current politics of today, you will see African people. And how will you deal with African people has a determining factor in terms of who will get elected and who will be given power in this society. It determines who will be called liberal and who will be called conservative. It determines then the support that they will win in this system or will not win. And we have a situation here then where the Democratic Party, in the dastardly behavior of Clinton, is trying to change the perception that the white electorate has of it so that it can gain power by disrespecting black people and by creating bogus issues. And again, it has come to recognize, as is made very clear in this article, which basically lays out a program for the Democratic Party for achieving power in America by saying you got to learn somehow to disentangle yourself from these black folk. Because in an analysis that you sponsored, a polling firm that you hired found the following. These white Democratic defectors, talking about those, what you call the Reagan Democrats, express a profound distaste for blacks, a sentiment that pervades almost everything they think about government and politics. Blacks constitute the explanation for their, white defectors, vulnerability, and for almost everything that has gone wrong in their lives. Not being black is what constitutes being middle class. Not living with blacks is what makes a neighborhood a decent place to live. These sentiments have important implications for Democrats, as virtually all progressive symbols and themes have been redefined in racial and pejorative terms. The special status of blacks is perceived by almost all of these individuals as a serious obstacle to their personal advancement. Indeed, discrimination against whites has become a well-assimilated and ready explanation for their status, vulnerability, and failures. So you see why we got to look at more than whether we've gotten an increase in jobs and whether more of us are in schools and so forth, because the attitudes that the other people are operating on have little or nothing to do with these sort of things. You read last week where the whites engaging in the buying of weapons is increasing at a faster rate than blacks. And whites engaging in violence is increasing 30% faster than blacks. And as I will talk a bit later on, this speaks to the fact that whites feel extremely vulnerable. They feel under threat. And this implies then that at some point, these feelings may boil over into attacks on the black community. For the rationales have already been set. This situation where the election to political office, where gaining the reins of power depends upon one's relationship and attitude toward blacks, is very serious. It means then that blacks must be subjected to a constant barrage of innuendo and scandal. And that the best way to get over then is by attacking the very integrity and humanity of the Black community. And it means then that this attack on the humanity and the integrity of the Black community must proceed even at the time when some Blacks appear to be making it up in the system. It means that you must even use those Blacks who are making it up in the system to join you in the attack on themselves.
What is good, my people? We are live back again with another live broadcast on the forecast. Shouts out to Twin Pyramid in the building. Shouts out to my brother Anthony. What's going on, my brother? Shouts out to Raw. Um, I always say I'm not trying to be here long, but you know how I do, you know, and then I go into a rabbit hole and stuff like that. But today, I want to talk about something, and especially like something I hear everybody keep talking about, but it's some other things, I want to show first, and just to give it some time, right? I want to play this, right, just to start it off, and we're gonna talk about it later, right? You know what I'm saying? Um, get into the church thing, but just start it off, just to give it a minute, all right?
Well, I got news for you. You ain't heard nothing yet. Now you know. Glory, glory. You better work them hands together and act like you know up in here.
Come on, lift your voice to say, lately
Lately I've been going through some things that's really got me down.
Put your hands together. Come
I
on.
need someone, somebody to help me come and turn my life around.
I feel like I need some church up in here. Come
I
on,
can't
say.
explain.
I can't explain it,
Uh-huh.
I can't obtain it.
Uh-huh.
Jesus, your love is it's so amazing. It takes me high, up to the sky.
Hallelujah.
When I think about your goodness, it makes me wanna stop.
You can take my joy, devil. Let's go.
Baby, let my heart
Your hands together and have Holy Ghost down with me. Come on.
can't you see?
No weapon formed against me shall prosper. I'm more than a conqueror. Can I get a witness up in here?
I will stop right there where the European came out. Now I'm sorry, y'all, but because we're gonna talk about it later. You know what I'm saying? The Church of Us, but my bad for that. My bad. All right, so the thing is, though, what I'm saying, before I get into it, I'm curious to what y'all have to say. And then, it's just the mentality that we have as Black people is almost like, what I'm saying, we are pretty much doomed. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to think like that, but I ain't. So I'm curious about what y'all have to say about this, right? Now, check this out, right? Because that whole thing with TikTok being banned, and I'm like, good, it should be, right? So
This legislation is
now the Asian dude is mad about it, right? And so,
signed into law will lead to a ban of TikTok.
Looks like your ass is in a sling, huh, Mr. CEO? 30 million Black people in this country in an election year that makes up about 15% of the population. Think about this. The Democratic and a Republican Party, they both want our vote. Now, it sounds to me like you're having a issue with representatives. These are people that represent us. And it's going to take our voice to get your ass out of the sling that you're in. But first, we have a list of demands.
what? Now, first of all, this is Black folks kind of mentality here. This is just um the way I see it. You know what I'm saying? Just my opinion, right? Now he was like, "Oh well, TikTok is going to need Black people's help." So this is like, what is this? 1955? What are we boycotting the bus? You know what I'm saying? We got a list of demands that, like, forget all of that. Why don't you just go make your own platform? You know what I'm saying? Like, the only reason why I'm on here is because, like, the Black platforms, I can't really do like certain things on there. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Oni? Um, but I still listen in on sometimes on stuff like fan base. You know what I'm saying? But it's not really no things where you can hold like large files on. So instead of making billions of dollars, what I'm saying, for other companies, an idea would be, we can also always do our own thing. But no, like, it's like 1955, you know what I'm saying? Like, instead of getting our own bus line, we can be like, yo, this is our list of demands to help TikTok, as black people.
Number one, Black TikTok creators are owed an apology from you and your company. We have been muted and silenced on here for way too long. We're tired of it. We want the acknowledgement that it's happening, and we want the promise that it's going to stop. Next, a thank you and an acknowledgement is not too far out of order either. Black people, Black culture, Black dances, Black music is what made this app get popular in the first place. And now, when we come on here on our forums with our Black voices, you mute us, you silence us, you critique us, you block us. I'm currently banned from even going live permanently because I speak about Black experiences and how race and race relations affects Black people. That's wrong. The same exact thing that the United States is doing to you all, you've been doing to us for far too long. Guess you don't like it, huh? Next.
Right. I guess they don't, guy. I guess we like it, but
the Black woman is the most disrespected human being on this planet. Our Black women came together about a year or so ago to do something called the Black Woman Follow Train, and you all took it away because people who didn't look like us and didn't share our experiences, they disagreed with it and it made them uncomfortable.
Now, and the truth is, these platforms, of course, like that's what they're gonna do. Like, why would they put my thing out there? You know what I'm saying? Like, that would make no sense, right? Especially if I ran something and then I, what I'm saying, put up a redneck talking about, we got to take down these Negroes, you know what I'm saying, and I'm not gonna like just put it out there for other rednecks to see, you know what I'm saying? I can understand. That's why I wouldn't be like, oh, they doing this to my page, doing this to that. It's, you know what I'm saying, just there, so you just use it as the tool that it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, um that's why I try not to, argue with nobody or do anything like that. You know what I'm saying? The kind of stuff that they want us to do is like their entertainment. I remember one, girl who knows was hooked, you know what I'm saying? Like talking to another person who talks about black people, you know what I'm saying? And they was like, oh, I listen and I enjoy when you talk about other black people, but when you start talking about my people, now is a problem. So these are, you know what I'm saying, those platforms, and you can't like, because that's just what they're going to do, you know what I'm saying? Why would they give anybody the power, you know what I'm saying, to dethrone them or get them out of that position or to make you not use that platform anymore, you know what I'm saying? So like, of course they do it like that.
We want it back. Let our Black sisters be able to follow each other, support each other openly without hiding. And guess what? We'll give you the support of the Black community. We'll speak to our representatives. We'll come out publicly on social media and fight against what they're trying to do to TikTok. But until then, we all should remain silent.
No, we won't. We gonna definitely always remain silent. But anyway, I'm curious, right? Because y'all is like parents and stuff like that. I'm curious to what, to how y'all feel about this, right? So Florida has passed a law to ban social media for minors, and I'm just curious about what y'all have to say about
Lawmakers
that.
acknowledge there are a lot more obstacles for parents these days. Kids used to just spend all their time outside. Now there's constant household arguments about digital devices and screen time. And some wonder if this new law will actually make any changes.
A playground is a great place to see kids just be kids.
Love ice cream.
You love ice cream?
So apparently, I ain't gotta worry about TikTok no more.
I do love ice cream.
Ryan Hamlin is glad 3-year-old Cora's number one concern is ice cream. but knows bigger worries are on the way the older she gets, like social media.
I think it's gotten kind of out of control, to be honest. I'm on it too much, but I don't really know.
Media accounts on platforms considered to have addictive qualities. 14 and 15-year-olds need parent consent.
It's going to be hard, right? This is hard. They have made our parenting difficult by addicting our children.
But exactly what platforms are included and how they verify users and obtain that parent permission is not spelled out in the law.
Being buried in those devices all day is not the best way to grow up. It's not the best way to get a good education.
During the governor's bill signing, what was not mentioned, how the law would be enforced, but the social media platforms themselves would be held responsible.
There's no bill powerful enough to keep these kids from social media. It's not possible.
Parents tell us they feel the control needs to be in their hands.
Too much with technology, and it's hard. It's really hard. That's all they want to do.
I know.
And unfortunate.
Yuli Cudiero brought her 9-year-old Samantha to enjoy the fresh air on her day off of school.
I don't think that you should be.
All right, so yeah, I'm curious about, how y'all feel about that. Or maybe y'all don't have no opinion, And speaking of, little kids and stuff like that, I just found this one interesting. Then I'm gonna start getting to it. But apparently, it's not just their little kids that's in trouble. It's all of them.
Kids are gradually disappearing in South Korea. These days, it's hard to see them hanging out at playgrounds even during the school breaks.
제가 초등학생 때는 이제 애기 친구들이 많았는데 요즘에는 잘 안 보이더라고요. 막 옛날에 막 사탕 들고 막 달리는 그런 시절이 있었는데.
As the country makes headlines with the lowest birth rate in the world, elementary schools nationwide struggle to stay open due to lack of students.
So yeah, they like to be like, oh yeah, because of this. It's not just them, by the way. It seems like something going around out here.
And the impact of the dismal birth rate is expected to spread to middle and high schools in the near future. In fact, over the past 10 years, a total of 6 elementary, middle, and high schools have closed down in the capital city of Seoul.
Forced to shut down in February last year as it ran out of.
All right, so it seems as though only, certain group of people can have offspring, which gives you an opportunity, but the problem is the mindset that we have, right? Because knowing us, we so spooked out, we got to save everybody and love everybody, and really just submit to everybody, and speaking of children, right? So look, I'm not gonna play this one, right? But parents sue preschool for unfairly punishing. How you expel a 2-year-old? Like, what would a 2-year-old do to get expelled? You feel me?
A Gardendale family says a local preschool discriminated against their 2-year-old son, and they're suing.
Tonight, WVTM 13 investigates. Magdala Luson joins us with details. You sat down with the couple and their attorney about the allegations. Why are they sharing their story now, Magdala?
So Guy, Sherry, the Williamsons say they want this school to be held accountable. The couple say they wanted a Christian experience for their son that they can't get in public schools. So they enrolled him at Heritage Preschool in Homewood in 2021 when he was 2 months old. Well, their eldest son had a good experience there and graduated. They say after leadership change, their experience last year was not the same. The Williamsons say it haunts them every day. They believe their child was expelled from Heritage Preschool in Homewood because he's Black.
This is very difficult for us to do, but I tell you, it is too late for our family. But if we can fight and share our story to help other families, then we want to do that. And that is why this is so important.
Alita and Lee Williamson just filed a lawsuit against the Homewood School and its headquarters, alleging discrimination against their toddler son, JW.
We're talking about babies, a 2-year-old child that was mistreated, a 2-year-old child that was targeted, discriminated against because of his race.
The family wants to protect their son's identity. That's why these pictures have been blurred. The Williamsons have a 9-year-old son of their own, and the couple adopted JW, who's biracial, at a very young age.
Favorite game right now is hide and seek.
Yeah.
Hide and seek, hide and seek.
He loves to be
Loves say,
chased,
yeah.
you know, but a lot of 2-year-olds do. Being born into a family that didn't have very much. And then we, you know, adopting him and wanting to make sure that we are giving him the best life. This has really, really, really been hurtful for us.
There are 5 Heritage preschool campuses in Jefferson County and another in Huntsville, taking care of children from 6 weeks.
Has it? Because like, well, you know, and the thing is, what do you have to do to get expelled? You know what I'm saying? First of all, suspended as a 2-year-old, you know what I'm saying, but let alone expelled. But this is one of those, you know, white Christian places where he was the only black child in the place. You know what I'm saying? And instead of understanding, like, oh, no, you know what I'm saying, we must be able to integrate, you know what I'm saying, into that society. But it's just like crazy.
To 6 years old. According to the federal lawsuit filed in February, in May 2023, JW was the only black student in his class. The suit claims his teacher targeted and wrote him up multiple times for behavior she saw as threatening and disruptive.
He received, you know, he started receiving as many,
write-ups.
30 write-ups within a 2 to 3 week period. And we just felt like, you know, something's not right here.
Our son actually went under the desk and he wouldn't come out. He was written up for that. That was a write-up because he was hiding under the desk.
The couple says they were denied watching classroom video and moving JW to another classroom. The parents say their son was written up so much, administration...
It's crazy. Like so many parents allow so many things. Like yeah, we didn't get to see the video. We weren't allowed to see the video. Like, first of all, I don't know how many flags or wake-up calls, you know, there gotta be, you know what I'm saying, for us to realize, like, you know what I'm saying, like, the mentality is crazy.
Put him on a 4-week probation period to see if his behavior would change. During this time, the 2-year-old was diagnosed with level 1 autism. His parents immediately shared that with school leaders.
Their email response to us was, we will put this in his records and we are approaching the end of his 3rd week. We need to meet with you and Lee about next steps.
It was in this last meeting the Williamsons say school administration decided to expel JW at the recommendation of the teacher, giving them 2 weeks to find new childcare.
We kept telling them that she has to be targeting our son, you know, and their response to us in the meeting was, she's only doing what we asked her to do when they expelled him.
The Williamsons...
And like, what does that tell you? Like, and it doesn't make any of us different for not putting our children into the right environments, because at this point we are like fostering that mentality, and then sitting here surprised, like, oh, I can't believe it's 2024 and the only black child in that school is being discriminated against by a bunch of, like, you know what I'm saying, fools who are unable to apparently reproduce, you know. But, you know, I guess as long as we do that.
His attorney, Artur Davis, says his clients mentioned they'd be reporting the school to the U.S. Department of Education Civil Rights Office.
Within an hour of them leaving that building, they got a message that, oh, since you've raised the possibility of litigation, get out immediately.
Davis says that's when the federal law was broken, Section 1981, under the Civil Rights Act of 1866.
If you discriminate in the context of an economic relationship, you can, should, and will be held accountable.
Davis and a team of attorneys say they've been building this case for a while, with accounts from other parents with similar problems at other campuses.
We think we're going to be able to show that there was a pattern at the Heritage preschools of black boys. I'll be very specific. It was black boys who were being treated
Let's be
in a
very
stigmatizing
specific
and demeaning way.
Heritage Preschool sent us a statement saying it takes the allegation seriously and are looking forward to refuting the allegation.
What? I can't believe it, right? Now, this happened in Alabama, right? No surprise, right? Where the same state, right? But we are still like, where the governor here has signed a bill that restricts quote unquote DEI programs, right?
Tonight, the governor of Alabama signing a new law banning all diversity programs across the state's public universities.
So I guess y'all was right about, that lady in Harvard, you know, which I agree, but I necessarily didn't see it as negative thing as some people make it out to be. You know what I'm saying? Because maybe this is like something trying to tell us something. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we shouldn't have certain things teaching our children, you know what I'm saying, who are 2 years old. You know what I'm saying? Maybe this is a blessing, and that 2-year-old in Alabama wouldn't have had to go through that in the first place. But now we like, oh well, now let's boycott. You know what I'm saying? Until we can be included, we're gonna boycott their school. Now let's go to, like, what are you talking now? Let's do it. Like, this is what I don't understand. Like, now that's the thing that makes you not wanna, or makes you mad, because they're like, oh yeah, we don't want to include you. Like, good, I don't want to. Anyway.
Across the state's public universities and government agencies.
SB 129 is passed.
It passed with overwhelming Republican support, but likely to face legal headwinds soon for its broad sweep. As of October 1st, any program that involves a, quote, divisive concept cannot receive state funding.
Anything that is a divisive concept, like, oh, Christopher Columbus discovered it, that's a divisive ass topic right there. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, it shouldn't be taught in no damn schools. You feel me? All right. But what is this divisive concept?
Cannot receive state funding. Republican Governor Kay Ivey saying today, I refuse to allow a few bad actors on college campuses, or wherever else for that matter, to go under the acronym of DEI, using taxpayer funds to push their liberal political movement.
Oh, well, thank goodness. Now we can teach CRT, since we don't have to worry about that, right?
Law coming after days of debate in the state legislature.
Everybody in this room is created equal, and so I thank you for bringing this now that we can no longer taxpayer money and go to programs that teach us that we are actually different.
But civil rights.
But we are, and racism. How in the hell is it a concept when literally, like, I can see, like, if we like, oh no, we don't know about race, we don't know the English language, we don't know what black, white. I can see the difference between a black woman, what we would like for conversation purposes, black woman, and a white woman. I would still see it, or white bitch. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me.
It's advocates arguing it tramples on the constitutional rights of students and faculty.
When you have a bill like this and it's incredibly vague, folks get scared. This is going to have a direct impact on DEI offices across the state.
Alabama only the latest in a line of states taking sharp aim at diversity programs. Florida's Stop Woke.
So now that one black baby who get expelled at 2 years old maybe won't have a chance to go to the school. Damn it, we have to fight that and get that 2-year-old opportunity to get expelled for hiding from the damn white teacher.
Woke Act preventing companies
up, Black
from
Megas?
requiring diversity trainings, now tied up in legal challenges. But back in Montgomery, students have been making their voices heard all month.
DEI has never made me feel threatened, hurt.
I don't know
Alabama
who this
schools
guy is.
tonight now trying to sort through the implications of how to comply with this new law and still teach. Laura Jarrett, NBC News.
Oh, my bad. This won't even know.
State offices and universities across Alabama are now reevaluating ahead of a new law prohibiting diversity, equity, and inclusion programs going into effect. As they figure out where to go from here, we got some legal insight on the topic. WAFF 48's Daquan Lee joins me now in studio. Daquan, Senate Bill 129 doesn't go into effect until October, but many organizations seem to be in a holding pattern to assess the impact.
They are, Margot, and that may be the right move, depending on how that particular organization is set up. I spoke with a legal expert who believes the new law could soon be challenged in courts and may even be heading to the U.S. Supreme Court. As state offices and universities may be thrown right into a legal battle over a new state law prohibiting diversity, equity, and inclusion programs, Attorney Mark McDaniel believes a legal challenge is all but certain.
It will be argued that it is a violation, a clear violation of the
Well, I
First
mean, what is the woke agenda? I mean, what's the opposite of woke? You know what I'm saying? So I guess that's their agenda, the sleep agenda. You know, I don't know, but anyway, I agree with them though. You know what I'm saying? Because I was just showing in Alabama a 2-year-old black kid, the only black kid in this white Christian school, and they terrorizing this kid and doing all kind of stuff, and then suspending the kid or the child. I'm sorry, the black child around the kids. You know what I'm saying? But the black child suspend them, and expelled a 2-year-old from their schools. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe they'll send them to more able people like, Queen Thais,
Amendment. It will be argued it's a violation of the 14th Amendment of the United States Constitution with regard to due process and equal protection of the laws. So it will certainly be tested.
He doesn't believe the new law is discriminatory and shouldn't have an effect on the state's desegregation order, but he believes lawyers will argue that the law is too broad and ambiguous.
The first part of the law says, okay, this is what you cannot do. The second part of the law says, well, it don't affect First Amendment privileges, it don't affect academic freedom and the like. Well, does it or does it not?
He believes that it limits professors from having the academic freedom to teach students topics that they may not have been previously exposed to, something he believes is a vital part of education.
Yeah, like who is Marcus Garvey? Who is John Henry Clark? Who is, Gabriel Prosser? You know what I'm saying? Who is David Walker? You know what I'm saying? Things like that. Anyway, yo, I want to show you this, right? Now speaking of, the children and stuff like that, yo, look, because I want you to be aware, right? Now, this young sister here, right? Check it out.
This is some trauma right here. So I feel for you guys, man, and I'm so sorry, man, that you lost, a lovely girl like this.
Breaking tonight, a family is grieving after this 15-year-old girl, Kayla Rincon Miller, was shot and killed, just 15 years old. She was out walking with her friends at the time. Thanks for watching NBC2. I'm Kyla Gaylor.
And I'm Peter Bush. Kayla and her two friends left the movie theater at the Coralwood Shopping Center around 10:30 last night. They were heading to McDonald's when they were ambushed. NBC2's Rachel Whalen is live at the spot where Kayla died as police search for her killer.
That's right. And that memorial is growing. If you take a look here, this is where Cape Coral police say Kayla Rincon Miller was shot and killed by the corner of Southeast 20th Street and Southeast 16th Place. You can see the memorial there is growing. We watch a man come by and drop off those flowers, and a neighbor lay down some concrete and build a metal fence here. We also saw police come back out here. We saw LCSO, Cape Coral Police, and canines investigating the area, all to find the suspects responsible for her death.
I've seen it happen so many times in my life. Where young
Yeah, that's what I call it, DIE instead of DEI. Yeah. They try to put the E first, but, that's what it's called, you know what I'm saying? DIE programs. You obviously see,
CSO, Cape Coral Police, and canines investigating the area, all to find the suspects responsible for her death.
I've seen it happen so many times in my life where young girls, got killed, what I'm saying, for no reason at all, because you got some foolish young boys that get a gun in their hand.
Cape Coral police say a robbery is what led to the death of a 15-year-old girl last night. Police say Kayla Rincon Miller was walking from the Marquis Cinema to McDonald's with two other friends. Around 9:30, a car stopped them at Southeast 20th Street and Southeast 16th Place. The people in the car blinded the girls with their lights and tried to rob them. Then one of the suspects shot Kayla in the chest.
This is some trauma right here. So I feel for you guys, man, and I'm so sorry, man, that you lost, a lovely girl like this.
Elliot Walker Sr. doesn't know Kayla, but stopped by to drop off flowers for her. According to a GoFundMe set up by her family, Kayla was a vibrant teenager that was simply enjoying spring break with her friends. It says, quote, "Her passing has left our family devastated, mourning the loss of a beautiful soul."
Typically, I have our detective team up here with me. There's no time for that today because it's an all-hands-on-deck approach.
Police say they are now putting their full energy into finding the suspects. They say they sped off traveling southbound on Southeast 20th Street.
But when they see something like this, and it should strike a nerve, that a young...
Yeah, it's crazy what happened to this young sister. Let me see. All right, so yeah, let me show you that. My bad. They gotta make money off this.
First, so an arrest was made after a Cape Coral teen was shot dead. Thanks for joining us here on Wink News at noon. I'm Nicole Gabe. Police just made that announcement in a press conference the last hour. This 16-year-old Thomas Steen is in the juvenile detention center charged with murder while engaged in robbery. This right here is the victim.
Look at this thug here, man. You know what I'm saying? You need to see this thug.
In robbery. This right here is the victim, 15-year-old Kayla Rincon Miller. She was killed in that shooting on Sunday night.
Yeah, I meant to, my bad, Sidra, I meant to send it to you. You see the first part, but I'm not that far into it.
The press conference was pretty short, so we're going to go ahead and play it for you full. Take a listen.
So I want you to hear, I want you to hear what she's talking about, right? So, this is the young sister who was just 15, you know what I'm saying? And this is the thug here, you know what I'm saying? Who knows? He could be like 45, you know what I'm saying? For all we know,
We're going to have this news
Or
conference today to
6,
give you an update on our investigation into the murder of 15-year-old Kayla Rincon Miller. We're going to give you as much information as we possibly can right now. We are not going to be taking any questions. We want to emphasize this isn't to hide anything. We're not trying to keep anything from the community. This is to protect our investigation. So today we can tell you one suspect has been arrested. Thomas Roy Stein, date of birth 10/30/2007, is charged as a principal to a murder while engaged in a robbery. We do know there are others involved in this homicide. There is still more work to be done. Our detectives' diligent work around the clock continues today to continue to narrow this investigation. Based on our evidence, we believe this was not a random act of violence. We've also identified the vehicle involved in this shooting.
Right, it was not a random act of violence, right?
Not a random act of violence.
I'm going to say what it is.
We've also identified the vehicle involved in this shooting, a silver Nissan Pathfinder, which was rented by the suspect's mother. Our detectives' swift actions in the hours since the shooting and the
So, it's probably some meth head somebody somewhere in a trailer park and gave him the thing to get this robbery. Yeah, you're right. They all should be held accountable. You know what I'm saying? All of them.
The help of the Lee County Sheriff's Office led to last night's successful arrest of our suspect. We have also been in close contact with Kayla Rincon Miller's family. They are aware of the recent updates in this case. Again, this is an active and ongoing investigation. This is what we can release at this point. We are not going to be taking any questions. I do want to emphasize, though, this is not to hide anything. We want to be completely transparent with our community. This is to protect the integrity of this investigation. Thank you all for coming.
And that was a press conference that aired not too long ago. Wink News anchor Annette Montgomery joins us live now from Cape Coral. Annette, you were there when they had the press conference, and then you spoke to Kayla's family. Tell us, how are they reacting to the news?
Now, a brother talked about this, right? This is where I heard it from, this brother, right, who talked about a lot of this. And he was saying how this white dude, this white boy, his daddy was a thug too, you know what I'm saying? So, they have the violent gene, and they both did something. I can't remember exactly what they did, but so he comes from a whole lineage of thugs, you know what I'm saying?
Nicole, they're saying they knew from the beginning this was not a random
Yeah,
act
they
of
better not
violence
say
that Cape
that.
Coral
That's the
police
truth.
just confirmed. Now they're questioning how the suspect knew Kayla. She was the only one out of the 3 girls who was shot Sunday night, and they're wondering if this is tied to the fact that she recently transferred high schools. The family of Kayla Rincon Miller listened to the press conference just held by KPD and tell me they're waiting for more details to unfold to catch the other suspects responsible for her murder. With 16-year-old Thomas Steen being charged as a principal to a murder while engaged in a robbery, they're unsure if he's the one who pulled the trigger. But they say they believe regardless of who did it, Kayla was followed Sunday night, either from her home or the movies. Now here's what Cape Coral police had to say about this ongoing investigation.
We do know there are others involved in this homicide. There is still more work to be done. Our detectives' diligent work around the clock continues today to continue to narrow this investigation. Based on our evidence, we believe this was not a random act of violence.
I don't think I can turn it. Okay, yeah, I can turn it up.
And police say the vehicle connected to this case is a silver Nissan Pathfinder that was...
All right, so y'all see, and this young sister was 15 years old, you know what I'm saying? But that's a part of being aware out here, because it's just crazy, and some people are crazy, and some people have jobs where they go to people's homes, and you don't know what to expect. You see what people is delivering stuff, and you know what I'm saying, all kinds of stuff, and it's about being prepared. And then especially, this young sister was just 15 years old, minding her own business, and this thug just hopped out on him talking about some robbery. But you heard the police saying like, oh, well, it's not by accident. So who knows what was going on. All right, I'll put it in there. Her name is Kayla Rincon Miller. Look up this name here, and all the videos will pop up. Kayla Rincon Miller. All right, so this was just a couple days ago. So yeah, man. So yeah, and then I'll still put it in the chat in a minute. I gotta stop it, but let me hurry up and do it, and then I got you. And because I'm gonna put the link in after I'm done, if anybody want to come on here too. I want you to just to hear this, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she's on drugs or something. No.
Yeah, they said it was a carload full of them. Yeah.
Yeah, she's on drugs or something. No, I just hate.
She's not on drugs. She's just being one of them in their natural habitat.
No, I just hate. I hate. Okay, we're calling the cops on you. I would kill, but the law says I can't kill the. If the law didn't say that I couldn't kill the, they'd all be dead.
Said would kill an N-word, but the law says you can't kill an N-word. But if the law didn't say that, then they'd all be dead. You know what I'm saying? Now, apparently, a lot of them are thugs and don't care about none of that. You know what I'm saying? They would do the same thing anyway, right? It's just a mentality. I'm just saying.
Where's my license plate number?
Yeah, that's just a regular, just a regular white bitch. She's actually the normal one out of. She's the rest of them is lying, hiding who they truly are until they actually show it. They can't hide it forever, so they all show it. But you know how many mentally ill fools out here who are strapped up? Because like and Dr. Amos Wilson said at the beginning, yeah, even back then in his time when he was talking, a lot of them are buying these guns, and then even during that time, a lot of them are buying these guns. But black people don't believe in it. We still surprised about what's going on. And consider you missed the thing I was just showing you because you would have been mad about this. This 2-year-old, right? This is family, right? This 2-year-old said they was getting discrimination, right, in Alabama, right? And so in Alabama they are against the DEI bill, right? So you got to go back and watch that, you know. But speaking of like the guns part, you know, we better buy them too. Yeah. Yo, this is what I was about to say, consider, and not to use their logic, but check it out, you know, because like you was just saying, this is what Illinois ruled.
A judge in Illinois just ruled illegal immigrants have the right to keep and bear arms. So rather than the circle with the line through it, we need like a thumbs up emoji there. The case is pretty simple. Police arrested an illegal immigrant living in Chicago with a gun back in 2020. They charged him for violating the federal law banning illegal immigrants from having guns. Been on the books for a long time. Judge Sharon Johnson Coleman just decided the Second Amendment applies to him, the illegal immigrant, like everybody else, so he can have a gun. In her decision, she wrote that Humberto Flores received and used the handgun solely for self-protection.
Now, this sister here, you know what I'm saying, who I guess was Trump's pick. I mean, not Trump, but Biden's pick, I guess. I'm not sure whose pick she was. She was one of their picks. It don't matter. But apparently, this sister here was the one that made the ruling, which is interesting about what we finna talk about now, right? But imagine that, right? It was a black woman who legalized it before illegal immigrants. Damn it, we can't have it, but
she wrote that Humberto Flores received and used the handgun
if you go by
solely
their
for
rules,
self-protection
anyway.
and protection of property during a time of documented civil unrest in the spring of 2020, the summer of love. Court documents show Flores fired the gun at moving cars during the BLM riots in Chicago. He argues police officers warned him about looters who were approaching his neighborhood. Key to this ruling is that the judge says Flores' conduct heavily impacted her decision.
I don't know if that's worse or better.
He had no criminal record and was not considered a risk to public safety. This case is just one of many challenging that federal statute that prevents illegal immigrants from possessing a firearm. There are cases unfolding in states nationwide. Shan Wu is here for
all right, because it's irrelevant. Because he's not going to be. Apparently, we saw that earlier too. Consider it's not just the Europeans, the South Korea. The school's about to shut down, so it don't really matter what this dude got to say. But yeah, man, there's a sister here, man. So yeah, it don't matter who put them up there, you know. It's a Kataji Brown, Jackson Brown, or yeah, I don't know what's going on with the sister, right? But you know, this is what goes on, right? Because I want you to see, because this is what we're gonna get into, right? Like the Church of Conformity, because it's like we have to be going to church for this or something, because this conforming, it don't matter what they do to us, and we still conform. Like, just go by the rules, just go by the thing. I want you to see, because it's gonna lead to the last thing we talk about, right? So listen to this former police officer who got fired because the cops was like treating him like a random black man. He thought that Blue Lives Mattered, you know what I'm saying? But then he quickly found out that he was a Negro, right? What some would call a quote unquote wake up call.
Today, a former Ocilla Police Department officer is speaking out after he says he feels he was fired for unjustifiable reasons.
WLB News 10's Mackenzie Petrie spoke with the former officer today about why he feels he was racially profiled.
Yes, former Ocilla police officer Ronald Dixon, who has been in law enforcement for over 35 years, says he was fired after reporting an incident that happened while he was off duty involving a traffic stop with an Irwin County Sheriff's deputy. In January, former Officer Dixon says he was stopped by the deputy while trying to call for help because he had a flat tire.
Yes, sir, what you doing? You getting out the vehicle on me? Go on back up there. I'm a low man. Go on back up there. Oh, no, you don't talk to me that kind of way. My name you walking up to me. My name is Officer Dixon. I don't care.
I don't give a damn,
Walk
boy.
back to your vehicle. Walk back to your vehicle. My name is Officer Dixon. That's awesome. You got a flat tire, and you're on your phone. I saw it in your hands. Let me see your license. I don't have it. Yeah, I got it with me. You act like it really is.
When I seen the blue light, I thought he finna give him some assistance. Because he seen a flat tire. He said himself, I see you got a flat tire. Right. You see I got a flat tire.
So my man confused, like, what in the world is going on? I'm a damn cop, right? I'm a damn cop. You feel me? My man, like, what in the world?
Therefore, if you gonna give him some assistance or actually I need the help, none of that came out of his mouth.
Dixon reported the incident to his chief of
We got a DEI program here. What are you talking about? I thought she was helping me.
police as well as the Irwin County Sheriff's Office. I spoke with the Irwin County Sheriff, and he says he doesn't believe his deputy racially profiled Dixon and that he pulled him over because he says he was on his phone. Former Officer Dixon provided me with.
Now, he was like, he pulled him over, but he had a flat tire, but he pulled him over because he was on his phone. Right, and gave him a warning for that, you know, like don't, you know, he didn't even get him with the, oh yeah, don't you be all right, you know, he gave him a warning for being on his damn phone. He thought he quickly found out
A copy of what was given to him when he was fired from Ocilla Police Department. It states that he violated the department's policy by not obeying a lawful order during a traffic stop, using profane language, and it also states that he violated another policy.
Said they charged him with using profane language. They charged another cop with using profane language.
Also states that he violated another policy by violated the department's policy by not obeying a lawful order during a traffic stop, using profane language, and it also states that he violated another policy by making a false report that the Ocilla Police Department was racially profiling people in other incidents. But
now, so right now, even though he was off duty, right, because that's what it's for when you on duty, right? It's like, even though when you off duty, I'm gonna act surprised with him for a few minutes, right? Even though he off duty, right, they still charge him with not acting like he was on duty while he has a flat tire being pulled over thinking he finna get some help, and he cussed. So, you know what I'm saying? That's a penalty, right? And then what was the last thing?
People in other incidents.
He made a false report that they were racist, right? So we're gonna, not only are they saying we're not racist, we're gonna charge you or fire you for reporting that there is racism within this department, and we're racially profiling Johan Potts. You know, yeah. Apparently he can't curse while he's off duty with a flat tire, getting, you know what I'm saying, not racially profiled.
Police Department was racially profiling people in other incidents. But after looking at the Ocilla Police Code of Conduct, it only states the use of profanity isn't allowed while conducting city business. Irwin County Sheriff provided me with stats from their 2023 year. He says his deputies stopped over 2,000 cars in 2023, and only 4 black males got more tickets than white males. He also stated that black males received 56 more warnings than white males last.
See, what he didn't tell you is, it was like, how many black males only receive 4 more tickets, right? But how many black males live in that area, right? If it's like 10 compared to 100, and 4 more black people get tickets, and all 10 of them get tickets, and 6 white people get tickets, right? And that's that whole thing that they've been talking about now, like per capita, because that's how they use it. You know what I'm saying? How they use it to skew the numbers. Because sometimes they'll be like, well, you have to say per capita, like adjust for population. But here they don't adjust for population. It's just how they use it, right? So they don't say of how many people were black people compared to how many was white. You know what I'm saying? Compared to how many white people or white whatever's got tickets compared to black people, right? And that's just, and then black women got 12 more tickets, right?
Last year. To watch this dash cam
what's going on,
and
Bakari?
body cam footage in full, just find this story on WALB.com. In studio, Mackenzie Petrie, Quinlan, and Carla, back to you.
So you think you know. All right. So yeah, no, y'all get the point of that. I don't know if y'all want to see. There's a new way. I guess I'll play it while I get a minute here. So this is the actual traffic stop with the policeman brother who thought he was cool because he was a cop and he was protected by the blue shield. You know what I'm saying?
We'll be on East 10th and North Lincoln. Samboy John 3912, SBJ 3912 is going to be a blue and color Honda Accord. Yes, sir. What you doing? You getting out the vehicle on me? Go on back up there.
I'm a low man.
Go on back up there.
No, you don't talk to me that kind of way. My name
You walking up to me.
My name is Officer Dixon.
I don't care.
Oh, you don't care?
Walk back to your vehicle. Walk back to your vehicle.
My name is Officer Dixon.
That's awesome. You got a flat tire and you're on your phone. I saw it in your hands.
I'm finna call my friend.
I don't care.
Let's get understanding here. Now, I'm going home. You see the tire flat.
Now I saw the phone in your hand.
And I'm going home. I will call my friend and
Okay.
tell her, why you being such ugly, man?
Because you're getting out of the car on me for one.
I'm telling you who I am.
You could tell me that when I get to the window.
You've been a butthole, man. I'll talk to court about you.
Okay. Let me see your license.
I don't have one. Yeah, I got it with me. You act like man. You really is. I just told you who I am.
Okay, that's awesome.
That don't mean, oh, you said, okay. No, you just been. Is that what you been?
Can you walk up? Can you go back over there? Yeah, and if you're the law man, you're not supposed to get out the car on somebody.
We try to have a community in Asheville. Hey, I'm not named Officer Dixon. And you just must be that's all they say.
All right, my bad. Said, so they took his retirement by firing him. Yeah, he went along with the racial profile until they got his ass. Oh yeah, this is what we finna talk about now. You know. Yeah, I don't know why we think that we could be that we're one of them, or we could ever be accepted, or why we would want to. You know what I'm saying, or why we would fight for this inclusion. For DIE, you know, the 2022 U.S. murder statistics and total murders of Black people accounted for over 51%. So you're saying like all of the, not just black, quote unquote, black on black crime, like they try to be like it's all of the murders, including everybody who, like, you know, who does that, you know. I think if that was what you mean. He pulled over. He was on his phone because he had a flat. You know, he had a flat tire. He was thinking they was gonna help him. He was probably calling somebody to come help him. All right, so, and then, so, and by the way, you know, that, and just I was looking up that city thing, trying to find that one, And then just like a month ago, the mayor right here, he was saying the same thing, right? The mayor got pulled over.
Body cam footage of
He was
a
complaining.
traffic
How the mayor complaining about racism from the police department?
stop. Mayor Melvin Harper was cited for speeding, going 73 in a 55-mile-an-hour zone on a rainy night in December.
WLB News 10's Mackenzie Petrie is in studio to break down what happened that night and what has been said since. Mackenzie?
At an Ocilla council meeting in January, Mayor Harper spoke out about that traffic stop made by a Berrien County Sheriff's deputy. Mayor Harper told the council that it was a, quote, scary experience and felt he was pulled over because he was racially profiled. But the Irwin County Sheriff took exception to that narrative.
I do not believe that I was being dishonest. I was actually being very honest. One person's experience can be different from another, and they can be in that same setting.
Irwin County Sheriff Cody Young responded in a later council.
And the thing is, if any of them, he probably was the only black dude on the damn thing, knowing us, you know what I'm saying? Just like they tried to put the black baby, the only black baby in the white Christian place, and they expelled the damn baby. You know what I'm saying? Always a black person trying to include themselves in some of this, you know what I'm saying? But would he have called the police? I'm gonna act surprised like him for a minute. It's 2024. Would he have called the police because he's seen a damn white citizen, you know what I'm saying, on the phone with a flat tire? Would he have done the same thing? Let alone the boys in blue, you know.
Meeting. He accused Mayor Harper of being dishonest about what happened in the traffic stop. He stated, quote, Mayor, while you were seeking election, you promised to always tell the truth. Yet 2 city council meetings ago, there were a lot of lies told about my friend, the sheriff of Berrien County, and his deputies. I don't like being labeled in ways as if we mistreat people. I expect better from you as mayor, end quote. Sheriff Young says he got involved in this after Mayor Harper requested his help with 2 speeding tickets, including one cited by a Berrien County Sheriff's deputy. Young says he reviewed the body cam footage, which shows Harper pulling over and then driving off. He's heard on body cam saying he was confused about whether he was being stopped.
Well, why'd you take off again?
I really didn't know who you were stopping.
I pulled behind you. You got your driver's license on you?
There was a car. I would pull out my driver's license, but anytime an officer tell me to put my hands out the car and I'm nervous and I'm shaking and I'm out here by myself, man.
You gotta live isolated on an island to not at least be aware of essentially what happens to Black, brown, and indigenous people. It was highly uncomfortable. You consider the time of night that it was.
The mayor initially refused to give his license to the deputy, saying he was afraid. He later gave it to a supervisor.
Yeah, he trusted the blue wall and quickly smashed it, as they say, ran into the wall. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm not gonna play this one though, but yeah, I thought it was funny, right? This sister denied a promotion for being too articulate. You know what I'm saying? You know how we got to be like, oh yeah, we got to talk their language and stuff. Now, all right, this next part, man, y'all got to forgive me, all right? Because I played it earlier, right? But y'all got to forgive me for doing this, all right? But we got to go to church, right? Because this is where the only place we going to learn anything at, right? I was tripping off. Right?
Well, I got news for you. You ain't heard nothing yet. Now you know. Glory, glory. You better wait.
Black, brown, indigenous folks. Yo, and it's funny, right? Earlier, I was listening to a black person say, oh, we need to stop helping other groups while saying Black and indigenous. Like that's how lost we are. She was like on the right track as far as we have no friends while saying Black and indigenous, as if they didn't do the same damn thing and been stabbing you. They may have stabbed you in the back. Well, you know, as soon as you got here, they stabbed you in the back. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you that right now.
Them hands together and act like you know up in here.
Act like y'all know.
Come on, lift your voice to say, lately I've
been going through some things that's really got me down. Put your hands together. I need somebody to help me come and turn my life around. I feel like I need some church up in here. Come on, say.
Y'all told me this is just a social construct. Is that what y'all saying? This is the social construct.
Jesus, your love is so amazing. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. I'm more than a conqueror. Can I get a witness up in here? Woo!
All right, that Neanderthal spirit came out. I'm gonna spare y'all the rest of that. You know what I'm saying? I play that, right? And then because I didn't even want to talk about this, right? Because I could have said something a while ago, and that's like a part of the reason why I ain't even come on here the last time, right? But everybody keep talking about this damn girl, right? And I know that y'all love her, so I would say something about it real quick, right? Because the thing is, right, I think people got it construed, you know what I'm saying? But first, speaking of church, right? Now, I want y'all to answer this question, right? They asked her this question. You asked your girl, Candace Owens, this question, right?
Finish this response. God is good.
All right, so everybody in the chat, right? If y'all answer it, you know what I'm saying? When somebody says God is good, what do you say? Does anybody know? I don't know what's going on. I'm sorry. I spared y'all on that one, Raw. You know me. I be tripping off that. I had to actually go back and listen to the real song just to wipe that from my soul. God is good all the time. And all the time, what? You know, that's what black people say. No, this is what black people say. You know what I'm saying? Like, whether you already know what it is, you know what I'm saying? Oh, damn, no, it ain't gonna play. Damn. My bad, let me see.
Is good. Finish this response. God is good.
God is good. Amen.
No.
Jesus
No.
Christ.
No.
I thought you were gonna say God is great. Thank you for the
God is
48.
great.
No. God, all right,
Y'all not gonna give it an
I'm
answer?
gonna do you, Charlamagne.
Yes.
Charlamagne, God is good.
All the time.
And all the time?
God is good.
That's right.
Where's that from?
Jesus Christ, Candace.
It's church. God is good
Where
all the
actually,
time.
but why do you say all the time back?
That's
Where's
black
that from?
black church. God is
From
good all the
Black
time.
Church.
Oh.
Everybody said it.
Oh, I
Okay,
Did you go
definitely.
to
So yeah, I understand, Raw, but you know, this is it's just something with like this just what black people say, you know what I'm saying, is a thing that black people have in their consciousness, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that's what we say. God is good all the time. Everybody just knows it, you know what I'm saying, except for her, apparently, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, since she did this, everybody's like, oh yeah, well, you know, Candace Owens is trying to like come back to, I ain't play none of this stuff, but trying to come back to the black community. And that's not true though, you know what I'm saying? This is not necessarily it. Her wake up call is definitely gonna come, but I'm like I seen like a million videos of this chick today, like, you know what I'm saying? Like everything I'm watching, you know, they just pop up in my thing, like just everybody got something to say. Like, but for what, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know that y'all love her, you know what I'm saying? Yo, no, that saying is definitely old. Like I knew that was like when I was a child, you know what I'm saying? You know, you just know that when you go to a church, you know. And I ain't even go to church that much, but you just know it, you know. Yeah. But that's the thing, right? Because she's not actually talking for, you know, black people, right? She is still because I know that y'all don't believe that, because she is following the script that she is supposed to do. If anything, I would say she is a master troll, you know what I'm saying? But she is still talking the redneck MAGA white boy script. It's not for black people. She is playing her particular audience because they are on that, oh, well, it's the Jews, you know what I'm saying? It ain't us, you know what I'm saying? Like, even though we know that they are all the same, you know what I'm saying? See, she's playing to their thing, and a lot of black people keep talking about her, like, and then actually a lot of black people like, oh, well, you know, I forgive her, you know what I'm saying? I've seen a lot of black people saying I forgive her, you know, but she's not even trying to do that actually, you know. And I was going to talk about her before, like, but I spared y'all like 2 weeks ago because she's sitting here talking about 3 weeks ago, but I never played it, right? Because I gave y'all, I spared y'all from this. No, this is what I'm saying. Like, I know you see everybody sitting here talking about this girl, right? This ain't no excuse. I'm saying she's not doing what people were saying. She is talking the redneck white boy talking points. This is what I'm saying. Like, she is not trying to be like, oh, well, they got me, so now I'm trying. She's not doing that. You know what I'm saying? She is still scamming her damn audience. This is her audience's talking point, which is redneck white boy. She is still the same like clone, you know what I'm saying, that the rest of them are. You know what I'm saying? She isn't doing anything any different. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know. And if you understand, right, because if you look at it, right, because they be like, you know, it's white on white crime, but you know, they do be like, you know, well, you know, it's the shysters, it's this, is that, you know what I'm saying? Do they all work together against us? Yeah, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? But in her particular case, right, she is not trying to come back. She is not trying to get no damn black card or none of that. You know what I'm saying? She is still the clone that she is, the sellout person that she is. You know what I'm saying? That's not what she's doing. I see a lot of black people even forgiving her. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she's a pretty woman, but she is like, you know, like, if I can't give certain people a pass, I certainly can't give this a pass. You know what I'm saying? No, like you haven't seen like everybody sitting here taking up for her because she's talking about the shysters and like, oh yeah, well, she's telling the truth. She's saying this, she's saying that. You haven't heard, you know what I'm saying? Everybody saying, I'm saying she's literally not. She's literally still catering to that redneck, you know what I'm saying, Trump MAGA audience. You know what I'm saying? It is not for black people. And we getting it confused, like, oh no, like she's trying to come. She's not, you know what I'm saying? About what? She knows she's a pretty girl, but she's a clone, you know what I'm saying? Like, and she has a white dude, you know what I'm saying? You can't give that a pass, you know what I'm saying? That's disgusting, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, damn, I'm like, she's not ugly, you know what I'm saying? And she's just a con person, you know what I'm saying? I would never talk to a con person, you know what I'm saying? Or a clone or a sellout or none of that, you know what I'm saying? So no, it wouldn't even be like that, you know. But a lot of people was talking about forgiving her. And I was going to talk about this and troll y'all, but I was like, no, I'm not going to do it because I know y'all got something to say, right? And she talking about something, I'm having the blackest week ever, right? But because, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Oh, dude, like, how do you think she got the lifestyle that she got? Bro, talking anti-black people is a very lucrative business, you know what I'm saying? You see people who on here don't talk about nothing but negative. If you get on here, I can get on here and argue with you and debate with y'all and say N-word all day and probably make money off of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a very lucrative business. And she realized that she can make more money, you know what I'm saying, doing that. And that makes you a sellout, a clone, you know what I'm saying? Anybody who would sacrifice their morals and all of that just to make money is a terrible person, you know. But I know y'all forgive some people who do that, and I can name names right now. It's okay with some people do it as long as they agree with some of the talking points that you have. Then it's okay if they do it. But no, she definitely be scamming them fools. But she definitely a coon though, you know what I'm saying? That's for sure. But let me play this.
It's wrong and write an article. I apologize.
Now I'm gonna have to skip it because I don't want to play this chick either because she is more irritating to me. Because she, oh man, like I don't want to say it, but she only really talk about the damn Arabs and stuff. That's a good question. Do they suffer from that same anti-black? Do they suffer? You know why? It's because it's the Church of Conformity. You know what I'm saying? They can't forgive the ones that look like them, but they can damn sure work with the ones who don't look like them, who got that energy for them. But oh well, I can do business with this person, but not with the black person who does it.
I was wrong. But the first piece is to have a mutual understanding of what is anti-Semitism. I think that would help a tremendous amount.
I
Would you agree with
actually
that?
totally agree with you on that. That is a perfect place to start. Could you provide for us a definition of anti-Semitism?
Absolutely. I really appreciate.
But what I'm trying to show you though is, people think, oh well, but no, this is their talking points. This is like the right, what they call the right wing redneck white boy. She's still doing the same thing. This is what I'm trying to tell you, right? She's not trying to like come over to. She's still doing the same thing. She's still the same thing, right?
Appreciate that because I think that is
also
great. If we're not speaking the same language, where can we go, right?
You said you're talking about if she isn't. I don't know what you mean. If the people that like who isn't redeemed. What you mean? I don't know what you mean by that.
So there's a man, a blessed memory man named Lord Jonathan Sachs. He was the chief rabbi of England. He had a great line. He really defined anti-Semitism. That anti-Semitism is Jews have no right to exist collectively as Jews with the same rights as other human beings. It's kind of weird statements. Let's just track back a bit to understand the history of anti-Semitism. 2,000 years ago.
Hold on to what he just said there in reference.
They are in culture, they are in arts, they're in science. It's no longer against them for their religion, it's against them for their race. This anti-Semitism is the oldest hate in the world and the hate that mutates. In 1948.
All right, anti-Semitism is the oldest hate in the world.
I just want to pause it. You said it's a hate that mutates.
Correct.
So your belief then is that the definition of anti-Semitism can necessarily change. Is that correct?
It's not just my belief. It is the commonly accepted understanding in both the Jewish and academic worlds.
Okay.
This isn't, okay. As I said, that's why I quoted, this is a quote. It's a great thing from Lord Sachs, Jonathan Sachs.
See, I wish I had wrote down the right parts, but I didn't. Because I couldn't, I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't listen to 2 hours of like no Candace Owens thing. So I couldn't
that,
do it.
and now this is what constitutes anti-Semitism.
But Candace, that is
can just mutate. That is something that I could debate that on, like the definition of a woman. I mean, and I'm saying not just about Jewish people. I think that we have to have a concrete definition to work with, because then you can just update and say, actually, I've changed that, and now this is what constitutes anti-Semitism.
But Candace, that is the horror of anti-Semitism. So what you are saying to me is that anti-Semitism is this and does not change. What I am saying to you is that the entire world and scholars about anti-Semitism recognize that it is a unique hate.
It is a unique hate. And by the way, we see now why they got kicked out of all those places. We see in real time, like nobody believes them. So, you don't really have to say much.
Just with religion, presenting it. This is why I thought
I wish I had
I'm so optimistic about a dialogue. Jews that do not support Israel.
Yes.
And the Jews that do not support Bibi Netanyahu.
Oh yeah, so this answers your question, right? Because when those people get off of quote unquote code, you know what I'm saying? How do the shysters handle their clones, you know what I'm saying? What do they do with their off-code people, you know what I'm saying? So this is to answer your question, you know, about what you do with your off-code people, you know what I'm saying? And then I will tell you what the issue probably our answer is, you know.
Can be anti-Semitic.
Absolutely.
Okay. So when you see a gathering of Jewish people who say, you know, I'm Jewish, but I don't support Israel or Bibi Netanyahu, you say that person can be anti-Semitic.
You just did two different things and was very, you just did two different things that were totally unrelated, Candace.
Okay.
You said that Jews that do not support Israel.
Yes.
And you said Jews that do not support Bibi Netanyahu.
I'm just saying that because he's the current prime minister. So I'm saying, like, if they say I don't support.
No, this is where you're missing the point. So
Okay.
I'm going to go under the following premise. Okay. I'm going to go under the premise that you care about people. You and I don't know each other, but I'm going to go under that premise. I'm going to go under the premise that you have no desire to ever hurt anyone. Okay. That's the premise I'm coming into this dialogue with.
Damn. That's why I was like so
you
long.
have been devastatingly hurtful. And I think that I'm going to go from that you don't understand what it means to the Jewish world. There's a great teaching that comes out of every.
All right.
Who is
See, I
Jewish,
wish I
Dave
wrote
Smith,
it.
on my show.
I wish I wrote it down.
I will ask you back the same question. Are there blacks who do not support blacks? Are there pick the?
So he's asking the question to Candace Owens, right? So I'll give y'all a chance to. Is she one of them? You know what I'm saying? One of the clones that she's saying, right? If you're against Israel, that means you're anti whatever. So there must be consequences, right? So he's asking her, you know what I'm saying? Is there anti-black people, right?
Cause or the minority who do not support or not, or actually even better. You and I both sit on the conservative side politically. We share that, right? And we face.
See, he tried to do.
It's not to disrespect her, but
like you're not black if you don't support this is different as a political ideology, like a political party.
I will ask you back the same question. Disappointed in those who are Republicans in name only, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Does that
mean? No, not.
My bad.
Party. That's very different. So to say that you can't be a race, like you're not black if you don't support this is different than, like, you're basically saying that a Jewish person can be anti-Semitic. So that would be like saying a black person can in fact be racist towards, or they're not black.
Look, I'm not going to comment on black community.
All right, so I'm going to skip to the end, right? Because I don't know. I should have wrote it down, but I guess not. I couldn't listen to that whole thing, you know, to be honest with you. I want to play the last part.
So you know what? You're right. I don't need to.
Rabbi Shmuley, because that's what he goes by.
No, but
we are. And then to say this particular word, and I'm going to tell you this, and I'm expressing this in case you are an individual, as I'm sure you are, that is concerned about the rise of anti-Semitism. But my suspicion is that people that are watching this are going to think that now we are using the word anti-Semitism like BLM began using racism, right? Which is to say that you cannot, let me finish my statement.
See, she's still saying the same thing about like, oh yeah, well, they talk about racism, even though she just finished complaining about racism not too long ago. And then they talk about, oh, well, I don't care if you say it's the Democrats or Republicans, it's the same thing, you know?
Man, I'm just telling you what I am this is my suspicion. And I have tons of Jewish listeners, but given what you've said about.
Right, I'm pro-black, you know? I am pro-me, you know what I'm saying? If that's what you want. I'm for black people.
Dave Smith, who is a libertarian. He is not a far-left liberal. He just does not support what Israel is doing. So in this, you have said that Jewish people, you've made comments about a lot of Jewish people who maybe don't agree with what's happening in Israel. You are now saying that a person who's been attacked for 2 years still needs to be careful in how they approach a Jewish person that's been doing the attacking. No one is going to accept that. That's ridiculous. And then to say this particular word, it sounds like everything that anybody says, it needs to be first need to weigh it against the feelings of somebody and their history. I could find examples of black people being called witches. I can't then say that nobody can ever call a black person a witch.
All
deal that
right.
you made. And again, I hope that that will change after you watch the documentary on anti-Semitic tropes. You have,
Like, you
know what? I'm not going to phrase it that way again.
and listen to how he says.
Using Shmuley as the example, you could just say, you know what? You're right. I don't need to
Yeah,
attack
she
his
is.
daughter being rabbis. I don't know. They're just bad.
Because she's not doing what people think she's following a damn script. She is a damn con man, you know what I'm saying? Like not to even say that, but you know, that's what it is, you know. Like she follows the script so well that even we get confused, and black people think she's like, that's not what she's doing. And then when you do stuff like that, that means like people can easily infiltrate our spaces still, because we got so many blinders up about what is acceptable, what is not. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because I say, well, she will say anything that she has to say to get paid, you know what I'm saying? Which ain't a good thing. I don't see how people think that's a good thing to say. You would do anything, say, or compromise yourself, or sell yourself, or sell out your people just to get paid. It's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? She will say or do anything, you know what I'm saying, as a script, and she knows that the redneck white boy, you know what I'm saying, is, you know what I'm saying, definitely on that anti whatever. Now, she will get her wake up call. That's what I'm saying. When she gets it, you will know when it comes. It does come. You know what I'm saying? But this ain't it, you know what I'm saying? It will definitely come though. Believe that.
People to me.
His daughter's a hoe.
I don't need to make a comment about a Hollywood gang of Jews. They're just bad guys who are running Hollywood that may have whatever relationships. You've tapped into ancient tropes that are anti-Semitic tropes. You have repeatedly demonstrated a hate for Judaism and Jews. Now, I'm hoping that will change, but it takes a certain level of
Oh no, I seen Bust out laughing right there.
self-awareness to be willing to say, I did wrong, I'm sorry, I'm going to do it differently. I pray and hope that you will. I believe, I do trust when people say you have a nice heart, niceness, and I really would hope that ultimately we're both conservatives. There are a lot of Jewish conservatives, a lot of black conservatives, and we can all be on the same side, pointing in the same direction.
He
As opposed to being split because of these kind of repeated comments. It wasn't just one repeated that you made. And again, I hope that that will change after you watch the documentary, which you've committed to me you will do. So thank you for allowing me to be here. It's your show. So
Thank you very much for being here. And like I said, we are not going to edit you in any way.
So I don't know when I can get that to you. Does it matter if I don't get it?
Rephrase your speech. He 100%.
Now this redneck white boy, I'll let him tell you for it. If she's talking up for you or for this.
I don't believe any group is exceptional. I don't believe in free speech, even the speech I disagree with. But theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
All right, so I ain't got it. I don't know.
I'm gonna show you the outro, and making you rephrase your speech. He 100% believes in that. And look at his face. You can tell he's like, no, I want you to shut the fuck up.
All right, so this. All right, one more thing before I get off here, and then y'all let me know if y'all want to come on here. Oh yeah. She always, her wake up call is coming. I ain't want to be this ain't it. This ain't it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you, it's gonna be much worse than just getting fired from something. Now, these are the fools that see, like, I know that whatever. Now, these are the fools that irritate me way more. Fools like him. You know what I'm saying? Because he is, of course, act like, oh well, you know, I'm this, because none of these labels or none of that stuff matters. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know we conform to all kinds of stuff, whether it be religion, you know what I'm saying, whether it be, you know what I'm saying, money, you know what I'm saying, we just conform, you know what I'm saying. But anyway,
to a report that just before his death, Michael Jackson's will was revised and transferred to a group of people that Candace observes was majority Jewish. And of course, well, there's a lot you can learn from that, according to Candace Owens.
Wow. Did you guys know that? Did you guys know any of that? Because I certainly didn't. I didn't realize that this was a conflict at the end of Michael Jackson's life, that suddenly they were alleging that he signed a new will and handed everything over to the very people that he was fighting, the very people that he was saying were colluding to take things from him, ended up in the end taking things from him, despite their remarkable mistake saying that he signed this new will in a place that he simply wasn't at. So yes, Michael Jackson's estate was transferred over to specific individuals who happened to be Jewish. So what do we make of all this? What do we make of all this? What do you think about all of this? Well, I'm going to be honest
Pause
with you
it for 1 second. I just want to say, like, when you say, the reason why you say
now he's definitely going to disprove what she just said.
Things to people that happen to be Jewish or happen to be black or happen to be, I don't know, race car drivers, is to say that it's irrelevant.
Oh yeah, I believe it. You know,
that they were of that category of people was irrelevant. But when you bring it up in the first place, when it wasn't explicitly clear, what you're doing is you're implying that it's relevant. Even though I'm pretending and using
like, oh yeah, well, the owners of music labels happen to be shysters, and the owners of a lot of productions on TV happen to be shysters. You know what I'm saying? They just happen to be, you know. It's just funny, right? Oh yeah, by the way, the ones who was doing blackface, you know what I'm saying, before Hollywood to get that thing happened to be shysters, but also the Irish too. So we can go act like other groups.
It so happens that they were Jewish. That's not relevant to the story, except
that he was fighting, the very people's life, that suddenly they were alleging that he signed a new will and handed everything over to the very people that he was fighting, the very people that he was saying were colluding to take things from him, ended up in the end taking things from him, despite their remarkable mistake saying that he signed this new will in a place that he simply wasn't at. So yes, Michael Jackson's estate was transferred over to specific individuals who happened to be Jewish. So what do we make of all this? What do we make of all this? What do you think about all of this? Well, I'm going to be honest with you that these claims keep coming up too often in Hollywood for me to be comfortable with it, right? We saw this, obviously, it's not just now the Diddy lawsuit. It's not just now that he was speaking about specific people in Hollywood that he believed were coming after him and were trying to control him. He actually named some of those individuals. He shared personal text messages of a friend of his, a personal trainer to the stars, who again happens to be Jewish, who was threatening to put him in the hospital and to drug him against his will. Harley Pasternak is his name, and the media barely reported on those text messages that he shared publicly because obviously he was enemy number one. And here's what else I will tell you. When that Kanye situation went down, I was being threatened by a person named Rabbi Shmuley, person that
is gripped with a poisonous, almost pathological hatred of Jews. It's actually become very serious. It's actually almost frightening. When you see a woman like Candace Owens blood libeling the Jewish people, by the way, Candace Owens is losing it. Her anti-Semitism goes by the day.
There is something really, truly wrong with Candace Owens. You guys know that I dislike liars and anti-Semites more than anything in a whole entire world. And here, we have a combination of both. Candace Owens simply...
Now, somebody made a great point, right? They was like, even though you see Candace Owens, right? Like, you're never going to see her around, like, the Moms for Liberty or none of that. It don't matter, right? Them white bitches ain't going to give a damn, right? They still going to see her as just another black heifer, right? Especially if she got, like, a white dude, you know what I'm saying? Now, she on her own out there, you know what I'm saying? But I thought that was an interesting comment because they was like, yo, have you ever seen her like hanging around like white bitches like Megyn Kelly or something? You know what I'm saying? Have you ever seen them like be cool with them or hang around them? I'm not sure. He probably is. And apparently this girl here sells like sex toys, you know what I'm saying? So she called the dude something else, you know. And I'm done with this, right? If you want to come up here, let me know, right? But I'm gonna let Michael Jackson say it for himself, right? You know.
At Bet360.
My bad. But if y'all want to come up here, just let me know and say put the link in the chat, you know what I'm saying? Otherwise, I'm gonna be off of here. Let me see
You
if I-
know, let me just say this. The tradition of great performers from, and I really want you to hear what I have to say. The tradition of great performers from
Yeah, that's his daughter. He's supposed to be a rabbi, you know. With
Sammy
the-
Davis Jr. to James Brown. They really thought that my mind is always on music and dancing and it usually is, but they never thought that this performer myself.
all them Negroes do is sing and dance. You know, we are good at it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie, we be jamming. We do be jamming. Like I was watching like this church music thing. I'm not gonna lie, they be live in there, but like, damn, is our minds on singing and dancing? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, is that a part of, you know what I'm saying, church?
Mine is always on music and dancing and it usually is, but they never thought that this performer myself would outthink them.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get to the part where he said
So,
their names. I don't know if I got the right
We
one.
can't let them get away with what they're trying to do because now I'm a free agent.
Yeah.
And so because every album that I record, I write like literally. I'm telling you the truth.
I don't know.
After divorcing Tony, and he is a horrible human being and follows me. She said he taps her phones. She was crying so badly I had to hold her. And she said to me that this is an evil man. And Michael, this man follows me, she said. He taps her phones. And he's very, very evil. And she doesn't trust him. And he is a horrible human being. And we have to continue our drive until he's terminated.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so apparently she was telling the truth, you know. But yeah, man, so I appreciate y'all for coming on here. I know that y'all upset, and I know how y'all feel about y'all. See, y'all try to, it's called projection, because y'all try to put that on me. Like, I love Candace Owens when really y'all love her, you know what I'm saying? So I don't want y'all to keep putting that on me, you know what I mean? But I guess, you know, certain people that do what they say, if they say something else we like, it's okay. It'll be fine, you know, then it's okay. I don't know. I don't know what we be doing, y'all. So hopefully, you know what I'm saying, we'll get out of this church, you know what I'm saying? And if we go to another church, it'll be the Church of, I ain't even gonna say it. But shouts out to Black Megas in the building. Shouts out to Raw in the building. Shouts out to Cassandra Realm in the Bush in the building. Shouts out to Bakari in the building. Shouts out to my brother Anthony in the building. Shouts out to Oni who's in the building. Twin Pyramid. Shouts out to thank you, my brother. Thank you. Shouts out to Erica Howard. Shouts out to Matron. You know, I guess I hopefully she'll be back tomorrow with whatever won in the poll. If y'all haven't voted, I don't know if it's over or not, but y'all can go vote on her channel about what she gonna read next. But yeah, I mean, and I appreciate y'all for listening. Thank you, Considra. I appreciate it, Raw. And I'm not gonna lie, y'all might want to log out now, because for the last words, man, you know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do it, y'all, because I spared y'all, but I'm not gonna spare y'all now. So
Well, I got news for you. You ain't heard nothing yet? Now you know. Glory, glory. You better work them hands together and act like you know up in here.
Come on, lift your voice and say, lately I've
been going through some things that's really got me down. Put your hands together. Come on. I need somebody to help me come and turn my life around. I feel like I need some church up in here.
need some church up in here.
I can't explain it. I can't obtain it. Jesus, your love is it's so amazing. It takes me high up to the sky. Hallelujah. And when I think about your goodness, it makes me wanna stomp.
How would they all beat on the stomp part?
Baby, clap my hands. Makes me wanna dance. Now you put your joints together and have all your God with me. Come on. Can't you see? I've got the victory. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. I'm more than a conqueror. Can I get a witness up in here?
I don't know if she's more than that.
Woo! Lately I've been going through some things that's really got me. I gotta tell you that he won't stop. I gotta tell you that he won't stop.
What in the
I
hell?
need somebody to help me come and turn my life around. Hallelujah. Come on and say for me, I can't explain it. Can't obtain it. I can't obtain it. Jesus, your love is so hallelujah. It's so amazing. It gets me high.
All right. I'm done. I can't even take it no more. I don't know what the hell be going on over in Europe, y'all. I don't know what be going on. And this who we let to conquer us, man. Yeah, it's the biggest problem we got. And the thing is, what would they be without oh man. Anyway, thank all of y'all for listening. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate all of y'all. And as always, man, we have got to start standing for something, or we're gonna keep falling for anything.